Hello, my name is John Ewer. I'm the director of the Technology Research Project and a fellow of the Centre of Urban Studies and Urban Planning at Hong Kong U. And I thank KPMG for this opportunity to send a message to the Connected Cities Conference. I'm speaking from Singapore, cannot fly to Hong Kong, not wise, and under the present circumstances, almost not possible. So thank you again for this opportunity. I'd like to introduce to you the Intermodal Transport Data Sharing Program that we are running in collaboration with Dr. Zhou Jiangping and his colleagues at the Center of Urban, the Department of Urban Planning and Design at the University of Hong Kong. The main project, the main focus of the project is to create a data trust with Dr. Zhu and his colleagues. And this data trust will receive information, will receive data from various stakeholders. These include transportation operators, operators of payment systems, civil groups providing input of environmental data, and so forth. This data will be anomalized, pooled, and then encrypted so that it meets all the conditions of the Privacy Commission in Hong Kong, which is very important. It will also provide the basis for sharing of data between multi-stakeholders. Now, this is quite new to Hong Kong. There are many agreements bilateral agreements between stakeholders for data sharing, but this will be, as far as I'm aware, the first multilateral agreement. And as such, it can act as a template for future agreements in other areas of the economy and society. The way this is done is to create a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, between all the stakeholders and the Hong Kong U, which lays out the basis upon which the data is being shared, the safety and precautions that are being taken to make sure that data is only accessed by those authorized persons. We are currently in the process of finalizing the agreement on the MOU across a number of stakeholders. And once that is done, we'll be in a position to start receiving the data into the data trust for analysis. And to do that, we will be actively involving both the stakeholders who have provided data and inviting ideas from other stakeholders in terms of what kind of use case questions we can simulate through the data analysis. Now, the use of use cases is something that has arisen from a number of forums and workshops that we ran last year with stakeholders from all over Hong Kong. The stakeholders basically fall into 5 groups. They are the operators of services, vendors, government, of course, civil organizations, and also independent researchers at different universities. And I would stress at this point that although we are running this program through the University of Hong Kong, and it is being funded by the government's Innovation Technology Fund, and with some sponsorship from the MTR, from Thales, from VIA, and from Daimler Mobility. Nevertheless, this is a collaborative project. It's inclusive, not exclusive. Anyone with an interest in this area and something to contribute is very welcome to do so, and we've been working on that basis. So this program kickstarts July, 1st of July. We will be setting up a working group which will be representative of as many stakeholders as are interested in becoming involved. The program will run for 7 months. Each month there will also be a demo project offered by vendors or other stakeholders to showcase either technologies, applications, or models that have worked elsewhere or that and are relevant to Hong Kong. We will also be running every month desk-based research plus conference calls with global cities global cities who have models that would seem to work and could possibly be of relevance to Hong Kong. We'll be looking at both the technological aspects of those models, how the data is shared, and what apps come out of it. Also, the business case for those models, whether it's free for public use or whether it's commercially developed. And we will be principally looking at models that could have some use value in Hong Kong itself. Now, using use cases is a way to evaluate a proof of concept. And again, arising from the last year from the workshops and forums that we ran, a number of proof of concept issues came up. And the one that we're starting with is the Exchange Square public transport interchange, which is a kind of microcosm in many ways of Hong Kong, because many different modes of transport are involved, including, of course, pedestrian walking. So we will be trying to integrate as many of those modes of transport as we can in the analysis. And as an output, what we're looking for are ways to help operators of services increase their own operational efficiencies and to have a better understanding of what might be possible in the future. Obviously, to improve the convenience for passengers and comfort for passengers, for example, more digital signage and more information provided through smartphones or through screens put up at the PTI. We'll also be looking at environmental issues such as clean air and how what changes in the way of organising the public transport interchange might help to provide more clean air. And we'll also be looking at some of the possible regulatory issues. For example, the use of a regulatory sandbox for new types of innovative services, such as, for example, on-demand services. So there's a range of outputs which we are hoping to come up with, and possibly it could lead to pilot projects being involved. So the proof of concept will be focused initially on Exchange Square, but we have one or two others which we would like to experiment with using this MOU as a template for other POCs. So we will be inviting all stakeholders to be represented on the working group, and we would certainly invite anybody interested to know more to contact me or contact one of the Hong Kong team, which consists of Valtrap Ritter, Terry Graham, Andrew Pickford, and Jenny Wan, plus myself. And as I say, we're working closely in collaboration with Dr. Zhu and his colleagues at the University of Hong Kong. So hopefully we will be able to contribute something to Hong Kong's smart city development as a result of this kind of exercise, and set a precedent for a wider scope of data sharing to come up with some not just short-term remedial solutions, but possibly some longer-term planning solutions. And that will probably be the principal focus also of the global cities research that will accompany the POCs. We hope to have a final report coming out by January of 2021. So we begin work this month, and we thank again KPMG for the opportunity to give you this information, and hope the rest of the conference is a great success. So thank you once again from Singapore.